My reaction is, they did not start today. That was some 12, 13, 14, 00 AD. I don't know what I understand. 15, 16 until 18 AD, 1804, when they actually struck. That was their agenda of Ottoman Danfodio, the leader of the jihadists that they fought the Hausas in 18th century. And they suppressed them, overpowered them, and infiltrated their traditional religion. I don't understand. Yes, that was whom the Hausas are. They are the Negro. They are Negroid in nature. The Hausas are not true Arab. They are the original owner of northern region. You have Hausas in Bauchi, Hausas in southern northern Kaduna, Hausas in Kano, Hausas almost the whole states of the north, except Borno State, a very vast land, northern region that is sharing border with Chad. Actually, 55% of Lake Chad is in Borno State. The rest 45 in Chad. I don't know what I understand. Then proceeding to Sambisa Forest, where Sambisa Forest is flushed down into Cameroon Highland. I don't know what I understand. Adamawa. So you have the northern conquest of the Fulanese led militia, Ottoman Danfodio. That was the agenda of the jihadists for how many years? And he actually succeeded fully in 18th century by using sex evangelism to suppress the Hausas. See, if I start the story, I don't think we are going to live here. The famous agenda of the Fulani oligarchy was to totally Islamize the whole northern region down to Midwest and spread the gospel of Islamism down to Atlantic Ocean, the coastal, Biafran coastal line. If not that Atta of Gala was well equipped by God, the Creator, Osman and Fodio would have confronted the Igbo warriors, and that would have been the last journey of Islamic conquest of Nigeria. But actually, God used Atta of Igala, the then paramount Eze, king in Nigeria. He fought tooth and nail with Ottoman Danfodio against Ottoman Danfodio militants, warriors, and he actually prevailed on Osman Danfodio. I would have used the word traditionally because Atta of Igala was one of the most diabolic, fetish, paramount kings we have in Africa. Atta of Igala did not waste time on beheading Ottoman Danfodio, and that's why you find out that the Fulani oligarchs, they control Nigeria and made it impossible for Nigerian tertiary institutions to include history on our educational curriculum, so that we don't know what transpired in the past. It was Atta of Igala that stopped the Islamization of the entire country. Islam infiltration of the southwestern Nigeria started from the axis of southwest north, the northern Yorubas that live among the Nupes. They are the Kwara people. From the axis of Ilorin, they enter Yoruba and did what? Subjugate them using what? Cows, nama, their livestock, because Yoruba like meats. Oba Fonja could not agree because we have many warriors in Oyo Empire. Oba Fonja himself was a warrior. Oba Afonja. At the Ilorin axis, they use cow, they use beautiful women. That is the angle from where the Sarikis come from. Oluchora Sarikis, originally they are not Yoruba. They are Mali Fulani, Mandigo. They are very fine, handsome men, beautiful women. So I want to narrate the history to you. But Atta of Igala stopped the Fulani conquest into the southeastern Nigeria, the former Benue states. That was where Fulani laid their foot, set their foot last in the mid-belt region of this country. Atta of Igala stopped them. And the Igbo warriors, they started expanding the Igbo civilization in the southeastern Nigeria, the lower part of River Niger, from there into Bakassi Peninsula axis of Cameroon. They spread our traditional religion from Delta, Niger Delta, Benue State, down to Enugu, that is Igbo North. And we would either remain pagans than to subject us to Islamism. We said no to such religion. We can never be extremists on worshiping God. That's why we follow the religion of Chukwu Okike Abiama. The religion we were following before was Abrahamic. Yes, Abrahamic. Chukwu Okike Abiama. Before ever you serve whatever you are serving in Igboland, you must call Chukwu, God, Okike, creator, the creator or the God of Abraham. And it helped us when the whites came to subjugate or, with their imperialistic policy in the southeastern Nigeria. They use Bible because actually they found out that Jacob is Jacob in Igbo language. Abraham is Abiama in Igbo language. We already know them. We contracted them. They are part of us. That's why the whites, they use Bible to what? Cool the Igbo warriors down. And they penetrated us. So that's why there was no war because over religion between Igbo man and the Britain. What surprised Igbo man was how the British people used their own policy to what? To exchange, counterfeit, forfeit our own. They just bought into us using their own policy. That is what is highly provocative. Igbo man doesn't want anybody to dominate him. The white man was trying to prove himself that he's above Igbo man. That's why you have our warriors countering that kind of subjugation. For over 60 years, it took British 60 years to bring Igbo man down by believing him, not as in conquest, that is defeat. No, the white man did not defeat Igbo man. But they use Christianity, infiltrate, enter Igbo man, and we become one today. If I want to tell you the foremost Christians we have in Igboland, they are the Ogidi people. The Ogidis. Ogidi, Abatete, Onitsha, Obunike. I don't know what I understand. Then down to Otuocha Agule. We are the foremost Christians. From where Father Tans come from. Father Tans Iwene is a man of 1930s, 40s. It was not something that happened too recent. Tans died in early 40s. He served the Reverend Father. He went the white Reverend Fathers. We went with them to their land. As he served there, he was at least a Reverend Father. He became a Reverend Father. He went to school of theology. I don't understand. And he was made a Reverend Father through the right process. He lived all his life there. Father Iwene died in the West, forgotten by my kinsmen. We did not know anything about him again. Before they started sending message to us that they are going to bring his dead body into Igboland. You know why? I'm trying to tell you the story. The reasons why Igbo man could never ever become a Muslim or bow to Islamization. That's why I just try to expand this story of Father Tans. Saint. The first saint in Nigeria, the first saint in West Africa, if not the whole world, the whole African continent, is from this man. You can never bring Islam to Igboland and go scot-free. That land said no. To any foreign religion, Southeastern Nigeria said no. To any religion that warrants that I force fellow man to believe what he doesn't want to. Any religion that wants me to force our women into that kind of slavery, deprivation, humiliation. Let me tell you, it can never be acceptable in Igbo land. So that's why I expanded my story up to that level of telling you how Father Iwene Tans, Saint Tans came to be. Saint Tans is from Aguleri. Saint Tans is an Igbo man. Yet they are telling us that we don't have history, we don't have tradition. Yet they think that we don't know where we come from. Okay, let me tell you, Father Tans, a man of 1930s, 40s. Okay, Igbo man has gone a long way to prove superiority over other African nationalities, races. We are number one, most traveled, the richest. Okay, listen. Islamization of Nigeria has failed. Do you know why? The conquest of the North started. Yes, gradually 1804. Stopped at the axis of Benue State. That was mid-belt. By who championed it? Atta of Igala, the paramount king then. And the Osman Dan Fodio could not spread his tentacle of Islamization into down to the southeastern Nigeria, he failed because of what Atta did. Are you listening to me? So this kind of suggestion in the house, it is highly provocative. That's why you see me shouting and coming out with such narrative or tales that would surprise many. That Igbo man will never ever be subjected to Islam. No. To me and my kinsmen, where I come from, we have produced and given the African continent the first cent, if not Nigeria or West Africa, the first cent, let alone bowing to some selfish people, forcing me to believe what they believe. Religion should be a freedom of a thing, free thing, self-realization or determination. If you are determined, you can. See, it is an individual perception that led or orchestrated Akpabios ever trying it in his life to become Alhaji or Imam. See, Chief Imam Ilyasu Osman is taking that decision to manage National Mosque of Abuja as a personal interest. Well known for him, by him. His kinsmen don't know. Igbo man can never, ever. Okay, it is impossible for the Arab and the Jews, anything with Jewish blood, DNA, to be together. No. It's impossible. Very, very impossible, if there is any word like that. Arab and the Jews cannot come together. See, for instance, see, Middle East conflict is boiling, expanding. From Gaza Strip, West Bank, into Tel Aviv. From Tel Aviv to Ashkelon. It has now gone down southern Israel, where they had border with Lebanon. It has gotten into Beirut, expanding, even within Lebanon, inside Lebanon and outside Lebanon. It is raging to the level of striking Iran and decimate Iran. In Iran, the game has started. You can't play with the Jews. The Jews rule the world. Igbo man is a Jew. And if you Islamize Nigeria, count us out.
Okay. It's a good news for northern Nigeria. It's a good news for those who believe in that Nigeria is a member of OIC. They believe that the constitution is an Sharia-oriented constitution. It's not a secular constitution. So it's a northern belief that Sharia should be a national thing because Nigeria is believed to be a member of OIC. You know, and when they are talking about Muslim ticket, people do not understand that the foundation started breeding when Buhari came into power. When Buhari came into, yeah, of course, I say breeding at the national level. You understand? You know, well, Osibanjo was simply insignificant. You see how they shot Osibanjo down at every point in time. Even when Osibanjo wanted to revise some certain policies, they shot him down. Erufai told him that you are not needed in the Federal Executive Committee. So, but the fact is that it got to a point, you know, they have to create their own group called Meiti Allah. And Buhari gave them, you know, support, grant them, funded. Do not forget that the Boko Haram see Buhari as their grand patron. The Fulani herdsmen see Buhari as also their patron. So they're successful in giving Meiti Allah the voice, which are extremely Fulanis. That's the fact. So for the fact they are controlling the political machinery of the entire North, even though we know that some in the northern part of Nigeria are Christians, but are being subdued. The traditional Hausa man is a pagan in all ramifications. But the conquest has turned them. But some of them are still giraffing, trying to find out, you know. But it is a bit late for them, you know, to challenge the invaders who have taken the emirship, who have taken the political space, who have taken the governorship space, who have taken the leadership space in all ramifications. So the collective agenda politically is being pursued to the extent that some part of the Southwest, with no apology, has started endorsing the northernization agenda, which means that, you know, the penetration and the spread of Islam is getting political attention in the Southwest. And to every Northerner who is championing this, they see Igbo as a major problem to that. And of course, that should be the red line. But let me tell you, there's a way God talks. When God started doing his work, a lot of people do not understand that when you see the springing up of churches, great men of God from Nigeria, establishing, spreading, rooted. People think it's the after money. You don't know what God is doing. You don't know what God wants to achieve with it. It would have been very easier. Just under one button, it is done. There's nothing you could do about it. So what you see that played out at the Federal House of Representatives is a signal that maybe to them they have achieved some interest using force, using Boko Haram, using Fulani herdsmen. So the only thing, and of course most of them are in political position, so the only thing now is to try to smuggle it at the national level where they will use it to threaten the Igbo nation. Because the average Northerner does not see a Yoruba man as a threat when it comes to Islamization agenda. They made it very clearly. But people like Obasanjo, I love what the position Obasanjo took few days ago against them. So the Senate president himself has come out to say, beautiful. I don't know whether maybe there's a kind of thing that's going on that we don't know. We saw recently an Igbo man become the head of mosque, imam in Abuja Mosque. A few days after, we are seeing, the Senate president coming out to say, I'm going to convert to Islam. A Senate president goes in Akpabio. No, see, those kind of things, tells you that there is possibility that they are trying to advance from another angle. And remember, subsequently, you saw somebody like Asari Dokubo saying that I am seeking a new alliance with the Northerners. The only obstacle today is the Igbo. And the Christian kingdom in Nigeria are backing Biafra. There's no two ways about it. No, let me tell you. There will be none. That's the homeland of the black race. They know that they will not be tolerated anywhere apart from Biafra. They will never. And the world is going to back. They are taking note. Nobody should be afraid of the restoration of Biafra at any particular time. No Igbo man should be afraid of when God is doing anything. This Biafra you are seeing, let me be honest with you, is not an Igbo man thing. Obasanjo should be, he told them that Nigeria has fed Nigeria and has fed the black race. Do you know what that means? Nigeria has fed Nigeria and have fed the black race. When I start talking about Biafra, and I'm looking at the emancipation of a modern nation that will represent Africa. Africa has, which country when a black man, okay, apart from the man from Burkina Faso now, who is showing some level of independence, black man's independence, black man's ingenuity, black man's restoration, black man's identity, black man's capacity, black man's courage, black man's innovation, by saying, I am going to breed Burkina Faso to a world-class economy without any international support, without any international influence. I think it's on that agenda. But what stops us with the billions and billions and billions and billions? When Rinuhu Ribado came and I was appointed the EFCC chairman as at that time, and Obasanjo asked him to carry out an investigation, he was able to discover that what Nigeria that has been stolen from Nigeria is enough to turn the whole of Africa to Dubai, to present-day Dubai. What has been misplaced, misappropriation. But in all this, no Igbo man has benefited anything. Nobody should come and threaten Igbo man for anything. I'll tell you the simple truth, the gospel truth. That's what Obasanjo is saying. Both the Yorubas and the Northerners were victims of what you are accusing Igbos of. Why are you still holding Nnamdi Kanu? Because I told you that what Nnamdi Kanu there is an agenda. It's not by law. Nnamdi Kanu is held by interest, not by law. That if it was to be by law, Nnamdi Kanu has never committed any offense. Under the law? He did not. Okay, assuming that he committed it as an offense, what did the court of competent jurisdiction say about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it not release him? What is still holding him? Give him bail. What is still holding him? But these things they are doing at this point in time has finally exposed the nature surrounding the identity and the symbol and the courage of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents. And why Igbo nation will not exit from their source. And you know their source. Chukwu Okike Abiyama. An Igbo man is a chi man. That's what I mean by chi. Chi is God. And an average Igbo man is a chi man. And an Igbo man does not, that's what they say, that maybe they are Republicans, or of course that's what they are. An Igbo man has an independent mind. His mind is not dependent on anybody. He has an independent mind. He takes decisions by himself. He believes he is chi. When you read things fall apart, according to Juno Achebe, you discover that Okonkwo does not believe in human being. Okonkwo believes in his what? Chi. And that is why in everything that's connected to the Igbo man, he wants to align his identity with his family. That's why he says Chi Mobi, Chi Nyere, Chi. Everything is connected to Chi. That is naturally who they are. So if you want to infiltrate, if you want to import any strange thing, please, they should know there's a red line. And that's what they exhibited at the Federal House of Representatives, where we saw some Yorubas saying this one is no-go area. And of course, it died down. But I don't know what Godswin Akpabio tend to achieve with that kind of statement, whether it is political or not. But for him to come out and say he wants to convert to Islam, well, let it be done according to his own personal wish. It is not what he thinks that will happen that will happen.
Should we be concerned that the Western influence, Western interests are interested in this Islamization of Nigeria? Should we be concerned?
No, there's no Western interest in Islamization of Nigeria because they know the consequences that the United Nations cannot be able to stand, and that is going to pluralize. But what they are trying to do is to see how they are going to align with the BRICS. That's what Nigeria is trying to champion. And the world is watching. The Biafra look studying Russia very well, Russian presence and China in Africa, and are trying to back. And I agree, to that extent. But the Biafra is going to be like as a Jewish nation in Africa. The way present day Israel is standing for the Jews all over Europe, all over West, whatever, Asia, whatever they are represented, is the same way Biafra is going to stand for the black Jewish nation. We are going to stand alone, but not with relationship, not with that relationship. Take it. If we see our starting point, we are already signaling it. We have the American support and we have the Israeli support. We are not doing this because of war to threaten anybody. No, we are doing it because we have not been able to exhaust what God has deposited in us. There's a particular man that was written in the Bible that went to the grave with his talent or gift. If I can remember. Igbo man doesn't want that. That is why they are busy exploiting, exhibiting, transferring expertise. Whether you are Igbo or not, they don't want to know. So Obasanjo is telling them, looking at such people without federal government presence, without seaport, without airport, without infrastructure, and they are where they are. Yoruba and Hausas have supported Nigeria. unfortunately, the Igbo is not interested in Nigeria anymore. He told them that you people brought incompetence based on religion. What do you want me to do now? I'll go and bring Jonathan. Hey, you people should go and bring Jonathan by yourself. Because Jonathan that was disgraced, Jonathan that was mocked, is the same Jonathan that are going back. See, my brother, if you look at the psychology, that made Nigeria, you will know that Nigeria was led on the foundation that has to do with disunity. And that's the fact.